Good morning, everybody. Melissa Johnson speaking. I am the Principal Psychologist and the Director at Thriving Mind Psychology Clinic, located here on the beautiful Sunshine Coast. Welcome to vlog, I don't even know what I'm up to. I think it's 27 or 28 of the 90-day vlog challenge. I literally just entered that into the title of the vlog and I've forgotten it already. So sorry about that. So today we are talking about the mental filter and how to gain perspective. So if you remember over the last few days, we've been talking about how there is an association between how we think and feel and vice versa, how we think and behave and vice versa, and how we feel and behave and vice versa. So the theory suggests that when we get caught up in some unhelpful thinking strategies, it can have quite a negative influence on both our feelings and our behavior. So yesterday I gave the example of what did we talk about? Catastrophizing and what ifing. So we talked about that yesterday, and today I'm going to name and shame another unhelpful thinking style, and that is the mental filter. So essentially what this is, it's a filtering in and filtering out process. So you could probably think about it as a bit of a tunnel vision. And when we're doing this, what happens is we can focus on one single detail in an event and we forget to have a look at the bigger picture. So we lose that ability to gain perspective and take in the bigger picture. So for example, let's say that you're at a party and someone didn't really engage with you very well at the party. And that's fine. And they left and they went off and that conversation didn't go very far. But then for the rest of the party, everything was fine. You had a great night and you enjoyed, spending time with people and you conversed really well with everybody. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining. So what the mental filter process does is it really starts to focus on that one negative event that occurred. Hi, Kim. Thank you for joining. Oh, I've got lots of live viewers this morning. It must be a good time. So we would focus on the one negative conversation we had with someone or the one negative interaction we had with someone, and we lose that ability to take that step back and to look at the bigger picture and look at the party as a whole. So another example might be, let's say you're having a performance development review or a 6-month review plan with your boss. And overall, they give you really good feedback, but during that feedback process, they might give you some constructive feedback about things that you're not doing so well and how you could improve on doing them. Someone with a mental filtering process would then maybe walk away from that and are unable to remember or think about all the positive things that their boss told them, and they only focus on the one or two how they perceive negative feedback that they receive from their not their doctor, my goodness, I'm all over the place this morning, from their boss. So that is a mental filter. We have this tunnel vision. We focus on the one negative detail or one negative event or one negative thing that we did and are unable to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Of course, when we're doing that, when we're focusing on that one negative comment we got or, the one negative interaction we had with someone or the one time that we stuffed up in the middle of a live vlog, and we forget about all the other times when actually that didn't happen, that can really have quite a negative impact on how you feel. So for example, in the boss scenario, if you're filtering in on the one negative comment that they say to you and you forget about all the other positive things that they talked about, that can really make you feel quite down and depressed and sad or anxious, and it can really have an impact on your self-esteem. It might even impact how you behave. So you might actually avoid going to work the next day. You might call in sick because you're feeling so down and awful about this one negative comment that you received. So in general, when we're talking about unhelpful thinking styles, we can either spend a lot of time in the future, so like yesterday, catastrophizing and predicting the worst. And in general, we often relate that to being linked to some anxiety. So if we're spending too much time in the future, it brings up anxiety. If we're spending too much time in the past and dwelling, it can bring up sadness and low mood. So if this mental filter process is generally what happens when we focus too much on what has happened in the past and we only focus on the one negative thing that has happened and we're unable to take that step back to look at the bigger picture. So something that one of my colleagues, Samantha Dew, she's a social worker, mental health social worker over in Western Australia. She recently did a vlog, and what she suggested was to take the helicopter perspective. And I thought this is a really great way to explain it. So thanks, Sam. I'm going to use your explanation. So what she says is a great way to gain perspective is to have a think about if you're in a helicopter and you were sort of hovering above the situation. What would you see as the bigger picture? So I thought I would share that with you today. So if you are noticing that you're focusing on one negative event and you're unable to take that step back, try and take the helicopter perspective. Try and be able to take that step back and have a think about, if I was someone else or if I was up sitting in a helicopter, what would I see as the bigger picture here? And this will help you have a little bit more fair and balanced thinking. So it's not all about just ignoring the negative and only focusing on the positive, because that's not reality. But it's about being a little bit more flexible, a bit more fair and balanced, and about taking in the good and the bad. And of course, that will help with your mood and your behavior. So that is it for me today. That is what mental filtering is all about. So next time you're noticing that you're really getting quite stuck on one negative detail, try and take that helicopter perspective, try and take that step back and really have a think about the bigger picture and try and be a little bit more fair and balanced in the way that you're thinking about it or viewing this particular situation. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. It's been lovely having you all here. I hope you have a beautiful day. It's gorgeous here on the Sunshine Coast, lovely and sunny. I shall see you all tomorrow for a lovely Saturday, and I will come to you again with, I think I'm going to talk about shoulds and musts tomorrow, which is one that we all do for sure. So I will talk to you tomorrow about that. Please, of course, do give me a like or love if you have enjoyed this, found it helpful, and feel free to share it with anyone who might find it helpful or interesting. Until then, I will see you tomorrow. But don't forget, there's never been a better day than today to take the steps to having your thriving mind and your thriving life. Bye for now.